just bailing it out one bucket at a time?
Until it's wide enough for me to dip.
Oh, that's gonna take a while.
Huh?
That's gonna take a while, huh?
No.
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy DiamondTrail Ranch back at you with another video. I hope y'all are having a fantastic week. Today we're going to be talking about homestead chores. And here we're removing the water with a 5-gallon bucket out of a water trough for our goats. First things first, man. This trough is gross. You get algae, you get hay bits, you get goat slime, you name it. Goats are picky drinkers, and if their water's not clean, they won't touch it. That can lead to dehydration and all kinds of problems. Here we're dumping the trough. We're scrubbing it with a brush shortly in a minute. We're going to show you exactly how to spray it down on the inside and get all the little nitty gritty out of it. You can use a splash of bleach, vinegar preferably. I wouldn't really hit it with bleach, but you could if you needed to. Make sure you want to rinse it really well if you're going to do that. I try to do this at least once a week, more often in the summertime. Obviously the heat down here in zone 10A is not optimal for water conditions and their cleanliness, so we're having to change this water constantly. You'd be really surprised how fast the stuff grows around here. So here we are. We're going to dump this water trough. You want to make sure you're rinsing this thing really well. You don't want to leave any cleaning residue in the water, especially bleach, like I mentioned earlier. There's some worms under there. You want this bad boy to be goat approved.
Can you give me that hose over there?
That goat back there was Derpy, aka Spin, grabbing a hose so she can rinse out the inside for the goaties. We're also going to be hooking up the automatic waterer, which is pretty cool. I will show you guys that as well. Here we are using a hose to rinse out the inside of the water trough. These are called Homestead chores. It's very important. You want to make sure you're spraying down the inside of this really well, getting all around the sides and the tops of it. That way it's nice and clean. You need to bend it over a little bit, spray it down, get all that nitty gritty out of there. How often do you guys do your homestead chores? Do you have a homestead? What kind of animals do you have? Let me know in the comment section below. So here we are, filling up with the hose first. We're going to be hooking right back up our water, automatic water that we have as well. That's Spin. He is at one point he was a life support goat. Now he's thriving very well. So here's our automatic water. It's a game changer right here. We got a full house on this ranch, with the goats, the horses, the chickens, ducks, donkeys. Everybody's got to stay hydrated. So what better way to do that than with an automatic waterer? That thing is a lifesaver. It's a game changer. Watering by itself is a full-time job. So what way can you alleviate that? With your homestead chores, you're looking for the best way to minimize the amount of work you have to do, because it's going to take that much longer. Now over here, we got this janky old tub we used as a hay feeder a while back, right? It worked in a pinch. We'll call it a pinch. But now it's rusting and breaking down. It's time to move on. You see the hay string coming out of there? It's helping kind of break things apart. Gorgeous. Simply marvelous, darling. We're not wasting any of this hay that's going to be in here, though. You'll see what we're going to do. We're going to pick some of it up in sections, because some of it's still soaking wet. It's compost. That's what it is. It's turning itself slowly into compost. And that's what compost is made out of, essentially. It's a whole nother video that I will create to talk about and just how amazing it is for your gardens and everything you can do with it. Whether it's goat droppings, hay, horse manure, cow manure, you name it. Leaves, dead leaves, dry leaves. This hay is just dead grass. So what's it doing? It's dead grass. It's got some manure. It's got nutrients from all of that. This stuff will get mixed in to the garden after it's been setting for a bit. You're gonna be tossing this into the compost pile, and I showed you that in a previous video where I did my most recent garden tour on a homestead. Basically what I'm getting at with this compost stuff is everything has a second life. With a homestead, you want to, recycle, reuse what you can. This hay will turn into beautiful compost for the garden. That's the cycle. Animals feed us, we feed them, their waste feeds the soil. Rinse, cycle, repeat. Finish clearing out this bad boy. We're going to show you what this old rusty tub being dragged out going to look like. We're going to flip it over. Wait till you see what's underneath this thing. It's unreal. There's Bambi and Dixie. Super happy goats. Shoveling in most circumstances will be your best bet. It's probably going to be the easiest with this compost. Something I actually did forget to mention was on the water trough, you can add copper to it as well, like a copper rod. And the reasoning behind that is it helps prevent algae and other microbial growth. It'll help your overall water quality. It's not harmful to the goats at all. It can potentially reduce, your needs for other treatment methods, and you don't want to be adding chemicals to your animal's water. So copper, completely. You could technically use pennies, but I wouldn't be using it. When copper rods are just as easy to get. You don't want your animals to be eating your pennies. And during these quote-unquote trying times, wherever you stand on that, those pennies might be worth something or nothing at all. Let me know in the comment section your view on that. Are they going to be getting rid of pennies here pretty soon? I've seen that floating around too. It's all about self-sufficiency nowadays, guys. There's Dottie. Dottie Too Hottie, we call her. Pretty goat. Pretty goat. This old bathtub was a makeshift hay feeder. We're going to be replacing it with one we have, similar to one we have over in Bucky's pen. You can see that in our videos as well if you go down to the Buck and the Herd playlist. We have some really cool homemade hay feeders there. Dottie's just kind of confused. She's walking around on the back. What are they doing over there? This tub worked. I'll give it that. You can use anything. You can improvise. You can put the hay on top of it. You can put the hay behind it. You can put it on a table. What you're doing is you're trying to keep it off the ground at the end of the day. This is a video specifically about the chores and what is pertaining to the daily life of the homestead. And when you start accruing items like old rusty bathtubs and putting them in your goat pen, you want to take care of them. You want to take care of your water. You want to take care of your fence line, your boards, 4x6s, your 2x4s, you name it, your cattle panel, your chicken wire, any of that. You want to go around checking everything, because these animals lean on everything. They push on everything. They scratch their backs on everything. Even with drainage, holes drilled, you're still going to be collecting water in some of these items, like the bathtub as an example. So wet hay is just not something you want. There's this, look at the rooster over there chilling with Red and Buckeye and Indy. That's funny right there. Look at all that compost. Soon to be compost, I'll call it that. Because it's not quite there yet. Today we're pulling out that old soggy hay, tossing it into the compost pile. We reuse. The emphasis here is reuse. Doesn't matter if it's goat poop, horse poop, chicken poop, duck poop. It can all be broken down with some dry leaves, lots of water, the temperature rotated around. This is our water setup for our sprinkler. We have, this old pipe's probably been here for 30 years. It's got a nice system though for 4 different hoses going off of it, and to the various automatic water systems we have, and all the pins to hoses that run around the property. It's great. You want to have multiple hoses going everywhere. It's part of your homestead chores. You want to minimize the amount of work you have to do on a daily basis. You want to hose near your pens. You want to hose near your ducks, your chickens, your horses. You want to be able to reach everything. You know, do you have a drip line for your berry bushes, things like that? You want water sources. All of your property, especially if you have live animals that are drinking it every single day. You want to stay on top of that water. You want to stay on top of that dry food. I can't emphasize that enough. That's our trail over there to the right. That's part of how we got our name, DiamondTrail Ranch. There's some baseball diamonds just on the other side of that trail I just showed. And that's where the Diamond Trail comes from, and we are on the ranch, or homestead, or ranchette technically. We try to reuse everything. We're going to swap this tub out for a proper hay feeder, like I said, like Bucky's got over in his pen. You can use pallets, wire, anything. You're just trying to keep it off the ground. You want to keep that bad boy off the ground. Chores like these, they're not glamorous. Let's be honest, you're going to get wet. You're going to get muddy. You're going to get hay in your boots. You're going to, you know, there's going to be days where you're doing this stuff in your flip-flops. Let's be honest here, you will. It's not all sunshine and rainbows. You see a lot of these channels that make it look like, you know, your flannel shirts and coffee and, you know, cowboy hat on the front porch, and they're just living the dream. They're not showing you really what's going on behind the scenes off camera. There's a lot of work out here with this stuff. It's what keeps everything running though. At the end of the day, it keeps us running. It keeps the animals running. It's good for your physical health. It's good for your mental health. It keeps you out of your mind. It keeps everyone busy. People see cute goats. They see the eggs. They see the garden. The reality is, the foundation of a good homestead is consistency. Daily chores, weekly cleanouts, staying on top of the little things before they turn into big problems. Even though it's work, there's something peaceful about it too. You start to get into a rhythm. The sound of water spraying into a clean trough. The feel of fresh hay in your hands. The smell of the hay. Hopefully you don't have an allergy to the hay though, because that wouldn't be good. That's a whole nother. The animals perking up when they know it's chore time. It's all part of it. Huh? They love it. You can see how excited they get. They love doing this. When you go into the goat pen and you are shoveling out old hay, they're like on cloud nine. They are the happiest animals on the planet. They know what you're doing. They know what's going on. They know they're getting the goods. They know they're about to get the goods. They see that clean water getting put into their trough. Look under this. Look under this. Look under this right here. The amount of ants that we had to take care of. Absolutely unreal. This is a good example of why you need to stay on top of this stuff, because there's moisture, right? Moisture builds up everywhere. So we've cleaned out the tub for the hay, the dry hay. We're keeping it dry. We're going to be putting the hay in a different spot. We're not putting the new hay in that tub. The new hay is now with the goats. It's getting moved over inside of their, I call them doll houses. You can use all kinds of fun things for your goats. They can live in anything that keeps them out of the rain. So it's just, they have a ton of fun with it. They love it. They climb on top of it. You know, fresh hay for the goats. Fresh hay. Nothing brings a goat running like the sound of a new hay rustling. The bales. We give them a mix of grass, alfalfa, you name it. The key is to make sure it's dry and clean, folks. I hope you had a fantastic time with our video today. I hope you enjoyed what you saw, what you heard. Make sure you click that like button, subscribe for me. It's completely free. You don't pay a dime. You don't pay a penny. You don't pay nothing. You're not paying the pennies that are down there in that water trough keeping the algae out. I hope you guys enjoy your week, enjoy your year. God bless, and we'll see you around next time.